Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. We are reading Abhijnana Shakuntalam, the masterpiece by Kavi Kulaguru Kalidasa. We have started the 5th act now, and we have seen that after listening to Hamsapadika's song, the king is very, very disturbed. He is very upset, and he apprehends something, something bad is going to happen, because this is something which is unusual state of mind he is facing now. And the Kanchuki who greets the king, he calls him, like he is king is compared to the sun, Bhanuhu, then Gandhavaha and Sheshaha. So 3 great, what you can say, deified principles. Shesha, it is said, Shesha is Ananta, Ananta is infinity, infinity personified, and Shesha is something which remains, a remainder. So this is one of the 1,000 hoods of Ananta, and that speaks of the force of gravitation. The force of gravitation, and the Shesha, he bears the load of the entire earth on its one hood. Similarly, the king, he bears the load, the bhara of all the people in his kingdom. He is like the sun who has yoked and harnessed the horses once, and then there is no rest for him. There is not a single occasion, not even for a second, he can unharness or unyoke the horses which he has yoked to the chariot. So constant movement and constant thinking of the people's welfare going on in the mind of the king, and he illumines the world. As the Bhanu illumines the world, similarly, the king illumines the world, and therefore Bhanu. And then Gandhavaha, there is some sort of discussion, little discussion in Kale's edition at the end of it. So this is what Gandhavaha, I was telling you. Normally, Gandhavaha, like a Kumbhakara or a Chitrakara, we can have a Upapada Tatpurusha Samasa, right? Gandham Vahati iti Gandhavaha. But there is a discussion in the notes that Vahati iti Vahaha is a noun, and Gandhasya Vahaha, it is a Shashti Tatpurusha compound. It is not an Upapada Tatpurusha, it is a Shashti Tatpurusha because of some reasons. I am not into that grammar, I don't want to dwell on grammar much. It is Rasasvada and not Vyakaranasvada, and therefore, but I have to point it out to you that there is this 2 opinions could be there, whether it is Upapada Tatpurusha or a Shashti Tatpurusha, and Gandhavaha, it is said, it is a Shashti Tatpurusha compound, okay. Now, I'll read something from Valimbe's edition of Abhijnana Shakuntalam. I have showed you this. This is a Marathi translation of Rasham Valimbe. It is available in Pune, Bhagavad Book Depot, okay, Sadashivpet. And he has quoted a verse, similar verse from Kiratarjuniyam. So I am not sure whether I will be reading Kiratarjuniyam because I am taking so much time in reading the dramas. Mahakavi is mere bas ki baat nahi hai. I mean, I can't go word by word in the Mahakavyas and all that. So I will just read out a verse which he has quoted. He says, this is, the king is doing the Kartavya Palana tirelessly. That is the message, right? Like the Bhanu, like the wind, Ratrindivam Prayati, and like Shesha. So the similar concept is there in Bharavi, in Kiratarjuniya, sorry, not Bharavi, it is Mudra Rakshasa, I'm sorry. It is not Kiratarjuniya, it is Mudra Rakshasa by Vishakhadatta. And he says in the second act, Kim Sheshasya Bharavyatha. So Shesha again, whenever there is a concept of Bhara and bearing the load, it is always the Shesha. Okay? Kim Sheshasya Bharavyatha na vapushi kshmam nakshipatyeshayat. Kim va nasti parishramo dinakarasya asteyan nishchalaha. Kintu angikritam utsrajan kripanavat श्लाघ्यो जनो लज्जते निर्वाह प्रतिपन्न वस्तुषु सताम निर्वाह प्रतिपन्न वस्तुषु सताम एतद्धि गोत्र व्रतम. So what is the gotra vrata? This is the vrata which has been accepted by the family as a family vow. They have taken this vow, satam, the good people, the noble people. And whatever may come, whatever ups and downs in life, they will never ever deviate from their kartavya, and they will never ever would like to release the responsibility and putting it on somebody else's shoulder. Once they have accepted, they will, by every chance, they will have to stick to that. So Shesha, does it not that Shesha gets, tired by carrying the load of earth? But he never ever forsakes or, abandons or throws off the earth's globe from its hood. Nakshipatyeshaha. Nakshipati, he doesn't throw away the earth, though he is tired, wearied at times. Kim va nasti parishramo dinakarasya. Is not the sun very tired? Every day, from this end to that end, he has to traverse the path of the sky. Does he not get tired? But still, he will not stop rising and illuminating the whole world. Similarly, the good people, the noble people, once they have accepted something, they will never ever forsake that. So, it's a similar verse, Satam hi gotra vratam. So, this is the vrata. This is the vow, the family vow, and they will abide by that. And then yavan niyogam anutishtami. In some pathabheda it is kanava shishya niyogam anutishtami. That is not necessary. I have been assigned to report to the king if there is somebody at the door and ask for the king's time. It is me who has to report to the king. So it is my duty. Niyogam anutishtami. Parikramya avalokya cha esha devaha prajah prajasva iva tantrayitva nishevate shrantamana viviktam yuthani sancharya raviprataptaha shitam divasthanam iva dvipendraha. Last Sunday we hurriedly saw the meaning, but there are some pathabhedas and all that, and I wanted to discuss it in more details, so I am taking it up again. Prajaha, the subject, swaha prajaha iti tantrayitva, iti nirvahayitva, iti bhavayitva, iti kalpayitva. Okay? So all the subjects he treats as his own praja, his own children. Then, nishevate shrantamana viviktam, and having served the people day long, now only in the evening time, viviktam, in a solitude, in a very ekanta sthana, nishevate, he is resting, he is relaxing a bit. Viviktamana, shrantamanaha viviktam. Viviktam is a ekanta sthala. Nishevate, he is enjoying his ekanta, his solitude. Yuthani, like what? There is a drishtanta. Raviprataptaha dvipendraha. Yuthani sancharya diva yatha shitam sthanam nishevate tadvat. Like a dvipendra, like a mighty elephant, diva, during the day, yuthani sancharya, having led his herd, his parade, through the pastures, through the fields to eat and all, in the forest. After that, Sheetam Nishevate, he comes to a shady place and just relaxes. Similarly, all these praja are like the youth and the king is like a Dvipendra. And in the evening now, after day-long duties as a king, he is जरा कुछ थोड़ा सा आराम का अवसर मिला है उसको, and then I have to go and report to him, oh, there are some more people waiting for you, right? So, Yuthani Sancharya Ravi Prataptaha. So, Ravi Prataptaha, so Prajapalana is also tap for him. Prajapalana is not that easy because 1,000 move, 1,000 tondani loko bolnar. So, not everybody, it's very it's very difficult to please everybody. It's very, very difficult to please everybody, but it is the king's duty as far as possible. He has to please the optimum people. The majority of them he has to please, he has to satisfy them with their needs and all, fulfilling their needs. And therefore, but that is not a very easy task. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. So, he has to suffer a lot. And therefore, Ravi Prataptaha Dvipendraha, so he is also Pratapta during all these works. Now there is a word called Shrantamanaha Viviktam Nishevate. Instead of that Shrantamana, there are two more Pathabhedas. One is Shantamanaha, and one is Ashantamanaha. Now both these are very opposites, right? Shranta is tired. Shranta is tired. Normally, Shranta goes with, physical tiredness. Physically, you are doing some laborious task, some physical labor you are doing, and then you get tired, abhi nahi uthaya jata hai, and you want to rest. That is called Shranta. Mana is a Sukshma Indriya. It is not like the Panipada, right? And therefore it can't be Shranta, it could be Shanta. But it cannot be Shanta because we have already seen right from the first Shloka of the fifth act that the king is not at all calm and tranquil. He is not at all peaceful. There is something disturbing him the moment he has heard Hamsapadika's song. So, Shantamanaha is out of question. Shrantamana could be accepted, but Raghava Bhatta, the commentator, he accepts the patha Ashantamanaha with an avagraha there, Nishevate Shantamanaha. With an avagraha, it would be Ashantamanaha. So, his mind is not at rest, right? It is very disturbed, and that gets reflected after a page or so when he says, Ime something klanta manasaha navikritaha vayam, something like that. So he says, Ete klanta manasaha punar navikritaha smaha. So klanta manasaha is ashanta manasaha. See now, here I just want to, the Manuscriptology workshop is going on in our campus 10 days. So in Manuscriptology, one important aspect, the topic is critical edition. And in the critical edition, it is not that you read a passage and you interpret and you decide the Pathabheda only by reading that selected portion. You have to have the foreground and the background and the both, what he says earlier, what he has to say in the later few pages subsequently, and then you choose a Pathabheda. It's not that easy. So the critical editor has to take care that whatever patha, whatever variant reading he chooses has to gel with the next pathas which the poet or the dramatist has to use in the drama. And therefore, ete klanta manasaha punarnavikritaha smaha. So in this light, it should be ashanta manasaha. Ashantamanaha, and we have seen that the king is not at all Shanta. So Shanta is ruled out altogether. Shrantamanaha we can accept, but more so, the better version would be Ashantamanaha, because this is in the line of the king's mood right from the outset. Okay, so all these things a critical editor has to take care of while choosing any variant reading. So Nishevate Ashantamanaha, and then Diva, there is one Pathabheda as Guha, but Guha is not necessary because the elephants never take resort in Guha. Guhas have small, I mean they are so tall, they can hardly creep into the small guhas and all that. So Diva is a better Pathabheda, and it goes with Ravi Pratapta also. Instead of Guha, if you take Diva, then Ravi Pratapa, that also goes well with that. And Tantrayitva is Samvyavaharya, Nishevate Shrantamana Viviktam, Yuthani Sancharya, Ravi Prataptaha, Sheetam Divasthanam Iva Dvipendraha. So again he is likened to a Dvipendra. And one more thing is, the elephants are known for their leadership qualities. And there is always a leader to the herd. Normally it is a Karenu. Normally it is the elephant cow. But here now, because it is a king, man, and therefore Dvipendra, this word has been used. Otherwise, normally the elephant cow it is said, and therefore the group of elephants is called the herd of elephants. Normally the Karenu leads the herd. Anyhow, so it is Dvipendraha. Upagamya jayatu jayatu devaha ete khalu himagirehe upatyakaranyavasinaha kashyapa sandeshamadaya sastrikaha tapasvinaha sampraptaha. So here tapasvinaha sampraptaha, the tapasvis, the ascetics have come. Sastrikaha, some ladies are also there in the group, and kashyapa sandeshamadaya, they are carrying the message from the sage Kashyapa. Where is this Kashyapa's Gurukula? Himagirehe Upatyaka. So on the foothills, Upatyaka, Upa plus Tya plus Ka, it is Parvata Nimna Bhagaha, or Parvata Samipa Bhubhagaha, it is said. Himagirehe Upatyaka Aranyavasinaha. Now Aranyavasinaha and Tapasvinaha, why these two adjectives are used here? Is it not a tautology? Is it not a repetition? Small things, how the commentators comment on that, and he says there is no tautology here. Aranyavasin could be any other people, those who live in forest, but these are tapasvinaha. These are the ascetics. And these ascetics, this is important because the king will have highest respect for the ascetics. And his next, the Vachana also reveals that he is having highest respect for the Tapasvi Jana who are in the Dharmaranya, and they are doing penance and practicing austerities there, etc. Raja Sadaram, there is Savismayam, one Pathabheda, Savismayam, that is also okay, but the moment he hears Tapasvinaha, Kashyapa Sandeshamadaya, then Adara is more than Vismaya. Oh, how come all of a sudden they came today? Not like that. Oh, with great respect, he says Sadaram. Kim Kashyapa Sandeshaharinaha. So he knows that Kashyapa is there. He has forgotten only the Shakuntala episode. Okay. So Kashyapa Sandeshaharinaha Athakim. Tenahi. See the respect. He is so Shrantamanaha. He is Ashantamanaha. And just now he has retired from his seat of judgment, Dharmasana, and is relaxing. But the moment he hears that some ascetics have come, he is ready to see them, give his time for them. Tenahi madvachanat vidnyapyatam upadhyayaha somarataha. So Somarata is the name of his priest, Upadhyaya. Purohita, Somarataha, Madvachanat Vidnyapyatam. What? अमून् आश्रमवासिनः श्रौतेन विधिना सत्कृत्य स्वयमेव प्रवेशयितुम् अर्हसि इति. Just send a message to Somarata that he should personally go to greet these ashramavasi and shrautena vidhina satkritya, and having greeted them with the Vaidika vidhi, then he himself should bring them all to see me. So this is very important, shrautena vidhina satkritya. There are various ways of greeting different people in different manner. For example, I am staying in an ashram here, right? So whenever some Swamins, etc. come, the big Swamins or other Swamins from Ramakrishna Mission or Divine Life Society and all, we greet them with Purna Kumbha. So Shrautena Vidhina, it's something like that. These are not just Aranyavasi, these are not like just common citizen or common people, common subjects. They are ascetics. They are tapasvijana, and therefore due respect should be given to them, and due greetings of welcome should be greeted, due welcome should be given to them. And therefore shrautena vidhina satkritya, something like that, with maybe aratrika or tulasi mala. So this is how we do it here with Purna Kumbha, tulasi mala and aratrika. So something like that. So shrautena vidhina satkritya swayameva. So you bring them here to me. Because they have come from the Kashyapa Sandesha, the king wants to ensure that his priest is also there who is a Brahmana. And then he says, Ahamapi atra tapasvi darshana uchite pradeshe sthitaha pratipalayami. And let me go and wait for them in a place which is good enough to see them. So I don't want to see them in the Rajasabha. There, I don't want to be seated on the Dharmasana because I have all the respect for the tapasvi jana, and therefore ahamapi atra tapasvi darshana uchite pradeshe. What is that uchita pradesha? We will see it next. Agnisharana, Agnishala. We have seen in the 4th act also that Kanava, when he went to Agnisharana, the aerial voice told him about Shakuntala and Dushyanta's marriage. So Agnisharana is a place, Agnishala. Sharana is a home. I told about this word last time also in the 4th act. So tapasvi darshana uchite pradeshe, that is Agnisharana. So pratipalayami, I will wait for them. So I will go first, because now this Kanchuki would go tell the Purohita, then the Purohita would do the Satkara and welcome them, and then he will bring them. So till then I will go first and wait for them. Pratipalayami, this is important. As a king, he should have gone when everybody is seated, and then like a VVIP, he would go, everybody will give him an Utthapana, not like that. Because the Brahmanas, the Tapasvis are superior even to the Kshatra. Brahma Kshatra, right? So ahamapi atra pratipalayami yadadnyapayati devaha iti nishkarantaha. So the Kanchuki goes to the task. He has the task, 2 tasks. Go and tell Somarata and tell him the further message. Welcome them respectfully and bring them to Agnisharana. Raja Utthaya. Then he calls the Pratihari, Vetravati, her name is Vetravati, Agnisharana Margam Adeshaya. So please lead me to Agnisharana, that is Agnishala. Itaito devaha, so she just leads him. Parikramati, adhikara khedam nirupya. Now he is really tired. Whole day he has done his work, and the evening your shoulders droop down and you need a hot cup of coffee or tea, you also feel tired, you want to refresh yourself, you want to have your own quality time to spend for yourself, and then this niyoga, this duty has come. So he is really tired. And the moment he has heard the song, he is mentally also tired. Not physically, but mentally, psychologically also tired. Adhikara khedam nirupya sarvaha prarthitam artham adhigamya sukhi sampadyate jantuhu. See the king's fate, the prarabdha, this is my prarabdha, what to do, the king says. Normally, jantuhu, the prani, any being as such, sukhi sampadyate, becomes happy when prarthitam artham adhigamya, having obtained the desired object. Prarthitam, coveted, longed for, asked for, prarthita. Artham is object. Artha is not artha here. Artha has 22 meanings. So one of the meanings is artha is an object. Artha is vishaya or vastu. So prarthitam vastu prapya, samprapya, jantuhu prayashaha sukhi bhavati. Prayena sukhi bhavati. So now I should have been also sukhi because I got this vast kingdom from my father. I should have also been sukhi, but I am not. Why? Because I am a king. Rajnyam tu charitarthata dukkhottara eva. But in the case of the kings, for normal beings, you get what you have asked for and you are happy. You wanted an increment in your job, you got it, you are happy. You wanted to move from 1 BHK to 2 BHK, you got your new house, you are happy. But for Raja, even after getting what is desired, because labdhasya paripalanam, that is very, very important. And therefore, that will come in the next verse only. So, Rajnyam tu charitarthata dukkhottara eva. But the king's charitarthata, king's life, king's workings are dukkhottara eva. They give rise to more suffering, more sorrows, because one leads to another. The second leads to the third, because it never stops at getting what you want. Some people want this, some other people would want something else, and you satisfy their needs, and somebody else is neglected, then you want to satisfy, So this goes on and on and on, and therefore it's very, very difficult to please everybody. Rajnyam tu charitarthata dukkhaya eva, dukkhottara eva. So this is but, adding more miseries to my life. And then there is a beautiful verse again here with a beautiful drishtanta, very nice drishtanta. Raja normally will have, chhatra chamara, right? Raja will have chhatra chamara. As long as the chhatra is held by somebody, when he is moving, the chhatra is held by somebody, he is happy. He can walk free, hands free. If he alone has to hold it, oh, now in this hand, now again in this hand, right? So, when there is somebody else doing something for you, you can enjoy that happiness, you can really be happy, but you get some solace from the chhatra, but you have to hold it all the time. Then you are wearied, right? You are shranta, you are tired of that. So that is what the verse says. Autsukya matram avasayayati pratishtha krishnati labdha paripalana vrittireva nati shramapanayanaya yathashramaya rajyam swahasta dhrita dandamiva atapatram. Rajyam is swahasta dhrita dandam atapatram. Atapatra is an umbrella. Chhatra, atapat, aushnyat, trayate iti. Atapat nama aushnyat trayate iti atapatram. So atapatram swahasta dhrita danda, the danda of which is held by one's own hand. Swahasta dhrita dandam iva atapatram rajyam yathashramaya tatha atishrama apanaya na. Atishrama apanaya. Normally, when somebody holds a chhatra, an umbrella on your head, you are saved from the scorching heat of the sun. And therefore, the shrama, apanaya, that is diverted. Whatever, the weariness you get, the scorching heat of the sun you cannot tolerate, somebody holds an umbrella over you, then you are relieved from that sort of heat. And therefore, atishrama apanaya. But then the king says, svadhrita hasta, swahasta dhrita dandamivata patram. If you hold that with your own hand, then more than getting relief from the sun's heat, your hands get tired of lifting the atapatra, and that is for more shrama, that is for more labor. You have to toil hard to hold it erect, on your head. So if you can imagine a very big, like what is that, Hiranchap umbrella, the small ones, the lighter ones, the Chinese ones, they are easy to carry. But the big ones, the large ones with, such a colorful, Vibgyor type 7-colored umbrella and all that, you can't hold it for long in your hand. Can you? You can't, right? So though it will protect you from all the sides, the smaller umbrella will protect only your head, but the dhoop, यहाँ से भी आएगी, वहाँ से आएगी, बारिश का पानी यहाँ से बरसेगा, वहाँ से बरसेगा, it can't protect you. And therefore, to protect you for atishrama apanaya, if you want to carry a very large umbrella, then holding that umbrella tires you more than whatever sukha you get being under the umbrella, right? And therefore, na atishrama apanaya yathashramaya bhavati. So, atishrama apanaya and shrama, there is a anuprasa here, very nice. And this is the drishtanta. And then what he wants to tell about himself is, autsukya matram avasayayati pratishtha. Pratishtha is gaurava, mahat gauravam. Pratishtha, autsukya matram avasayayati or avasadayati. Both are to end. Samaptim nayati. Both means to end. So, pratishtha, autsukyam avasayayati. What? Pratishtha. Autsukya is the longing of getting. Pratishtha, it goes away in a moment because klishnati labdha paripalana vrittireva. Vrittireva or vrittirenam. Enam is a better pathabheda, we'll see that. Because, I have got this kingdom from my forefathers, so I was longing to get it. That was my utsukata, and I got it. But that Mahagaurava Pratishtha, that doesn't last for a long time. For normal people, if you have something, longing to get something, the moment you get it, the longing gets over, okay? And you are happy. You are happy. But here, the happiness doesn't last long. For the common people, whatever you wanted, like I said, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, car, this, that, whatever you wanted, you get it and you are happy. But here, that autsukya, that longing gets over even after getting the pratishtha. That happiness doesn't last long because whatever is obtained, labdhasya paripalana, paritaha palanam, protecting it from all the sides. This rajya, this has to be protected from all the sides, from external enemies as well as internal rebels and coups, and therefore this is a very difficult task. So, labdhasya paripalana vrittihi enam. Enam, because this enam has reference next also, enam, and therefore this, I think I will read something from the from the commentary here, so that this is intelligible to us all. Yeah. 166 औत्सुक्यमात्रम्. So, asya radnyah औत्सुक्यमात्रं यावद्विषयजन्यां उत्कण्ठाम् अवसाययति समाप्तिं नयति अन्यजनस्य तु यत्किञ्चित् विषयिणी समुत्पन्ना उत्कण्ठा तथैव तिष्ठति तत्तद्विषय अलाभात्. Now this could be another sense. Raghava Bhatta has taken another meaning here, that the outsukya of the common people remains as it is, tathaiva tishtati, because everyone doesn't get the desired object. Tat tad vishaya alabhat. And therefore to get that coveting, that longing still remains. In my case, I desired this kingdom and I got it, and therefore the longing has gone now. So that is the meaning which Raghava Bhatta has taken. Radnyaha tu phalalabhat utkantha paripurtihi. Phalalabha, Raja has got the kingdom, and therefore phalalabhat utkantha paripurtihi. Etavad abhimanikam sukham iti bhavaha. And therefore he got that abhimana, oh, I coveted this, I long for this, and I got it. But labdhasya praptasya phalasya tat paritaha sarvato bhavena palanam rakshanam tatraya vrittihi vartana kadachit. What the people have to do, what the people in the power have to do is, what is that? Kadachit sarvaratri jagaranam. Whole night you have to keep awake, thinking, strategizing. You know, those who are in power hardly can sleep for 2, 3 or 4 hours because they have so many things to worry them. And therefore, kadachit sarvaratri jagaranam tathai tatraiva kadachit अच्छिन्न धारा वृष्टि अनुभवः इत्यादिकम एनम राजानम क्लिश्नाति. So the worries are, you know, like अच्छिन्न वृष्टि धारा इव. So they come on pouring one after the other, and therefore there is more klesha, more agony than happiness. अतः कारणात् राज्यं श्रमः अत्यन्तं श्रमकारी, and therefore it is more, you know, shramakari than shramapanaya. And for that the drishtanta which he gives is this, that you hold the umbrella with your own hand, and then more than getting release and solace from the heat, by holding it, you know, the heavy one with your hand, you get tired. So that shrama is more than the sukha which is meant for shramapanaya. Okay, so this is the meaning of this nepatye. This is Vasanta Tilaka Tabaja Jagagi Vaitalikau nepatye, because there has to go some time, you know, the Kanchuki has gone to Somarata will go greet them and bring them all. So there has to be some time. In the meantime, whenever king moves from one place to the other, the Vaitalikas, the bards, they sing the glories of the king. Vividhaihi talaihi gayanti iti Vaitalikaha. They resort to various ragas and they sing the glories, the bards, the bhat. They are Magadha Charanaha, basically from the Magadha Pradesha, from Bihar, today's Bihar, and therefore they are called Magadhas, and Vaitalika because they sing in different ragas. So Vaitaliko, normally there are two, Vijayatam Devaha, and then both of them will sing a verse each, you know, one verse each. Till that time, the Somarata would, you know, the Upadhyaya would come there with the other people and all that. So this is to have the time management because king has already ordered the Kanchuki to go and fetch Somarata. Secondly, the second intention is more important. The king is Ashanta Manaha, we have seen. So, to meet the Tapasvi Jana, he should not be in that, confused and upset and nervous state of mind. He should be all fresh. So, to bring out some smile on the face of the king, the Vaitalikas, they sing his glories, they praise him, and Manushyaha Stuti Priyaha. Kasya Stuti na Priya. Stuti is a woman who is a Stuti, who is a person who doesn't love Stuti, right? Stuti Priyo Vai Manushyaha. And therefore the king gets refreshed by the Stuti, and that is important because he can't see the Tapasvin in a disturbed state of mind. So more for this and less for the Upachara, the Vaitalikas have to sing the song, sing the glories. Prathamaha Svasukha nirabhilashaha khidyase lokahetoho pratidinam athavate vrittirevam vidhaiva. This is Malini, both these verses. Na na ma ya ya, na na ma, na all laghus, etc. And ma is all gurus. So if you know the prosody. Svasukha nirabhilasha khidyate lokaheto pratidinam athavate vrittirevam vidhaiva anubhavati hi murdhna padapastivramushnam shamayati paritapam chayaya sanshritana. Very, very beautiful verse. Again here, he is given a drishtanta of padapa. Padapa, again the word padapa is used for vriksha. That is also significant, like Sakuta Abhipraya. This is like what you can say, Padavakrokti. Vakrokti, there are so many types of Vakroktis, and Kuntaka has given in Vakrokti Jivita. So there are some particular pada, you can't have its synonym used there to bring that particular sense which is required in the verse. We'll see how. The drishtanta is like this: a tree, a very like a banyan tree or a mango or a jackfruit tree, very shady tree like Kshira Vriksha we call them. We have seen the term Kshira Vriksha. So the Kshira Vriksha, they themselves stand in the hot sun, and by the head, the expanse of the leaves and branches, etc. on the top, that bears all the heat of the sun. But those who rest, adhaha, kshira vrikshasya adha, there they give cool shade to the people. Those who are tired, to them they give the cool shade. So they themselves get the heat of the sun, they themselves suffer, but to the Sanshrita, to those who come for their ashraya, they give all good things, all good, like very cool shade and all, And therefore, Murdhna and Padapa, the people, the travelers, etc., they will come and rest near the roots of the tree, near the foot of the tree. And therefore, Padapa, because Murdhna and Padapa, they give you the physical distance of these, right? Pada is the charana, the feet, and Murdha is the mastaka. It is not just the physical thing, but there is, the contrasting words. One is Murdha and the other is Padapa, the charana. So these are the contrasting words. So the tree itself bears all the heat, but gives shade to the people who come to seek shelter under the tree. Anubhavati hi murdhna padapaha tivram ushnam. Padapaha tivram ushnam anubhavati. All the scorching heat, okay? And sanshritanam paritapam chayaya shamayati. But he is used there. He is but. He, cha, vai, tu, he, these are used as the padapurana, the expletives sometimes, but sometimes they are meaningful as well. These are the nipataha Uchchavacheshu artheshu nipatanti iti nipataha, says Yaska. So Sanskritanam paritapam, their paritapa, they have been traveling in the hot sun for a long time. Paritaha, taptaha, so they are, heated from all around, and they just want to go quickly and rest, relax under the cool shade of a big tree. So Sanskritanam paritapam chayaya, with the shadow, shamayati. So swayam murdhna tapam ushnam anubhavati, kintu hi, kintu parantu Sanskritanam paritapam chayaya shamayati. So that is what the Padapa does, and for that, how it is applied to the king, the Vaitalika glorifies him by saying, Sva sukha nirabhilashaha khidyase lokahetoho. O king, you are getting, regardless of your svasukha nirabhilashaha, not having any regards, not having any comfort for your own happiness. You don't care for your happiness. Svasukha nirabhilashaha san lokahetoho khidyase. You toil hard for the lokahetu, for the cause of the people, for the welfare of the people. Praja sukhe sukham radnyaha, prajanam cha hite hitam, Chanakya said. In Kautilya Arthashastra, which is the first ever treatise, you can say, which is a treatise of welfare state, how the king, though there was autocracy, though it was a single, power was centered in the king, still the king has to behave as if, prajasva iva bhavayitva iva tantrayitva, like that, prajanam cha hite hitam. So your hita lies in the hita, in the welfare of the people, and you don't have your own subjective, individual welfare. You should not care for that. You should always care for the welfare of the people. So that is the dictum for the king. So the king is behaving, Dushyanta is behaving in this manner. Lokahetoho svasukha nirabhilashaha khidyase. तुम्हें खेद होता है, you get tired, you toil hard for their welfare, for their happiness, disregarding your own comfort and disregarding your own happiness. Rama did the same thing. Dushyanta is also doing the same thing. All the great kings do the same thing. They don't care for their own happiness. They are more worried and careful regarding the happiness of the people. And this is not one day or 2 days. Hafte mein ek baar, once in a week, once in lifetime, once in a month. Pratidinam. Pratidinam. Daily. Every day. It's not that once in a week, this is the day, like we have a Mother's Day. We have the Women's Day, just now we celebrated. One day you glorify the women. All 364 days, you don't have any regard for them. So this is not one day that the king has, kept for the praja. One day is for praja, or 1 week is for praja. It's not like that. Pratidinam. So the word pratidinam is also very, very important. Pratyaham, pratidinam. Athavate vrittihi evam vidhaeva. But you don't have to take efforts to behave in this manner, because this is your very routine and nature. O king, you are so great that every day you think of the people first. So who is in the priority list? Not me and mine. It is mine, my subjects, but not me at all. So my subjects have the privilege first, and then last comes me. So pratidinam athavate vrittihi evam vidhaiva. Your vritti, your vartana, your daily routine, your nature is like that lokahetoho pratidinam khidyase katham svasukha nirabhilashaha. And therefore an apt upama or a drishtanta given is, you are like that very big gigantic banyan tree under which so many creatures, so many beings can take shelter. They can enjoy the happiness, but you yourself stand tall, getting all the heat from the sun and giving them only the cool shade. So whatever tapa you get by the Rajyakara Bhara, all that heat you yourself take, but to the Praja when it comes, you just give them all happiness and all comfort. Shamayati paritapam chayaya vrittirevam evam vidhaiva pratidinam. Okay, and so this is contrasting with Murdhana, and this is a Drishtanta, and Kavyalinga Alankara there. So very nice verse. Atevana vrikshadipadopadanam padaha charanan pati rakshati iti tasmat padapo vrikshaha. So padapa, the word is used and not vriksha, because Raghava Bhatta explains that this is contrasting with the Murdhana. Now this was in a Drishtanta, the first Vaitalika sang. The second one gives more of what are the duties which the king is doing. In doing what he does, in giving the cool shade to the people, what the first one has said, exactly what does he do? The Rajakartavyas are enlisted in the second verse. We'll read that. Niyamayasi vimarga prasthitan attadandaha prashamayasi vivadam kalpase rakshanaya atanushi vibhaveshu jnatayas santu nama tvaitu parisamaptam bandhukrityam prajanam. So what are the things which a king has to do? His duties include Niyamayasi vimarga prasthitan attadandaha. So you hold the danda. Now here it is not the danda, the stick of the umbrella. This is the Rajadanda. This is the Rajadanda. Dando rakshati rakshitaha. So this is the Rajadanda. That is the Anushasana, the discipline, the judgment. Okay. So Attadandaha, Grihita Dandaha Tvam Vimarga Prasthitan Niyamayasi. You control the people who have gone on Vimarga. Vimarga, there is a Pathabheda there for as Kumarga. Now what you will prefer, Kumarga or Vimarga? I would prefer Vimarga. Think on it. We will discuss it next time also again, because it's almost time now. So, Niyamayasi Vimarga Prasthitan Attadandaha. With that danda, you bring back the people who have swerved from their duties, who have gone away from their marga. Everyone, for this again speaks of Kalidasa as the Varnashrama Pratisthapaka. He is not a Pratisthapaka in the sense as the ascetics or the Shankaracharyas are, but he is the follower of the Varna Dharmas and the Ashrama Dharmas, and therefore if there are, the duties, the rules and regulations laid down in Niti Shastra, in Dharma Shastra, for all the Varnas and for all the Avasthas, all the Ashramas, all the Vaya, all those things. And Kalidasa is the strict follower of that. We have seen it many times, Shaishave Abhyasta Vidyanam, Yauvane Vishayaishinam, Vardhake Munivrittinam, Yoge Nante Tanutyajamini. Talks about this in the Raghuvansha. How are the Raghu kings? Shaishave Abhyasta Vidyanam. So the Brahmacharya Ashrama, they will do only the studies. So this I am just quoting as how he is a strict follower to the dharmas, Dharma Shastra. So there is a marga laid down for everybody. If you go away from that marga, it is vimarga. Kumarga is a bad marga. But vimarga could be vibhinna marga. Vimarga could be vividha marga. Whatever is meant for you, you don't do that and you do something else. That could be Vimarga. That may not be necessarily, need not be necessarily bad marga. And therefore, I don't take Kumarga as a better option. Vimarga is a better option. Because Vimarga has more flexibility. Kumarga restricts it to bad, bad thing. Who is bad? But V has that flexibility. There is a scope. Oh, that is also good, but that is not meant for him at this stage. Something like that. So, Vibhinna Marga or Vividha Marga. So, Niyamayasi. So, what does the Rajadanda expect to do? As the king follows all his dharma, similarly, Yatha Raja Tatha Prajaha. He expects his praja also to follow the dharmas. If he doesn't follow the dharma, the praja won't follow it, and therefore he gives a precedence. He sets an example by his practice, not only by words and fatwa, but by practice. He practices his own dharma, and therefore the people also, they look upon him as their icon, and therefore they also follow their own dharmas. So, Niyamayasi Vimarga Prasthitan Attadandaha Prashamayasi Vivadam Kalpase Rakshanai. And you dissolve the disputes, you resolve the issues, which are some small strifes and conflicts and small things and all. You vivadam prashamayasi kalpase rakshanaya kalpase. We'll read Raghava Bhatta's commentary next time. Atanushu vibhaveshu jnatayas santunama tvaitu parisamaptam bandhu krityam jananam. Normally we see that, people flock around you when your pocket is hot, when you have enough money with you. Once you are a paper, once you yourself, want to ask something from others, they would just flee away. They are nowhere there near you. Your friends, your relatives, those who trust you, and those whom you trust, at the karyakale samutpanne, they are never there. But your praja, O Dushyanta, you are more than a bandhu for them. This bandhu is a bonding. There is a bondage between you and your praja. So they look upon you as not just a savior, as not just a ruler, but their elder brother, their bandhava, their elder bhrata, So that is more, what you can say, a responsible position, and that's a more like a filial relation which you have with your praja. It's not the rule and the ruled, it's not just the king and the subjects. It is much more beyond that. It's like a family for you, and therefore, oh king, you are so great. So the second verse we'll read again next time. With this I stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.